view of it. They do political and social, analysis when it comes to countries. They operate in about 30 countries. They've expanded. When it comes to Ghana, they've done about 9 such of reports. They did it in 1999, so they are not a new or a baby. So meaning they have 25 years experience in doing this. 1999 was the first one. They did 2002. They did 2005. They did 2008, 2012, 2014, 2017, 2019, and 2020. So that's about 9 rounds of elections. And the surveys are conducted in Akan, in English, in Ewe, in Ga, in Dagbani, and Dagari. So they do the survey also in about 6 different languages. So not just English. They do it in about 6: Akan, English, Ewe, Ga, Dagbani, and Dagari. And when it comes to Ghana, just like the Transparency International, Ghana Integrity Initiative managing the corruption perception index and all that. When it comes to these surveys, also CDD Ghana, Ghana's Center for Democratic Development, they manages the survey when it comes to this. So the likes of Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh, the legendary Professor Jimabwedi, Professor Janosai Kapon and all that. These are the guys managing it, and these guys, their profile far, go beyond the borders of Ghana and how well reputable they are. Now, Leo, give us the picture one. Joe, let Joe project it on the big screen, then we can look at it. So this is an assessment of all the 9 rounds of survey that we've done. The overall trust. Overall, hey, Dave, Leo, it's more than 9. Let me count it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it's 9.
It's 9.
9.
So it says the overall trust in institutions. So this is who say they trust the institution somewhat or a lot. So that's what they put together. So do we go by year?
All the 9 put together. Yes, the EC, the court, and the police. So let's start with the EC. 1999, what was the trust perception?
The trust perception for the EC in 1999 was 63%.
Okay, so meaning that 6 out of 10 people then believed in the EC.
Yeah, in 1999.
And this was after the 96
elections. Okay. Yeah. And in 2002, it dropped to 49%. In 2005, it went up to 75%. In 2008, 67%. In 2012, it was 59%. 2014, 37%. 2017, 54%. 2019, 52%. And 2022 is 33%.
So when you look at the data, before the current one, they have the 2022. The worst was 2014.
Yeah, which was 37%. Yeah.
And the highest we've seen, even before the 2022 one, when we even had the 2021, was the reflective of the 2004
elections. Yeah.
That was 75%.
Yeah.
So that's the highest. So in the last 25 years, the highest perception the EC has when it comes to how well the citizenry trust in them to deliver on its mandate of being the electoral management body is in 2005.
Yeah, and I'm wondering why it was lower in 2002 but shot up to 75% in 2005.
So to 2002, there was also issues about the elections.
Elections, yeah.
And it was the first time Ghana was actually handing over power after almost 19 years.
Yeah.
So the NDC was also strong, and the election went into a runoff. So I believe all those issues, the perception the MPP had about them and all that.
Yeah, people were saying, Rawlings was not going. He was from the Soja and all those things.
So you can see that. I think we brought a very interesting trend. The 2012 one, I don't know when they did it, but you can know that the 2012 election petition went as far as the 29th of August 2013 when the verdict came out. So you can see that when they did the 2014 one, the perception reflected in the results. Yeah. Because at court we saw the lot of issues.
It was almost at 60% in 2012, but 2014 is just dipped. Yeah.
You see, so it clearly tells you that how well an election goes feeds into a certain perception. So, for example, when you look at the 2017 one, it picked up from 37% to 54% because generally the 2016 election was a beating for the NDC. Yeah. Let's go to the court.
On the courts in 1999, the trusts, overall trust of the institution, the courts recorded 58%. In 2022, it was 45%. In 2025, then it went up to 62%. In 2008, 58%. In 2012, it was 56%. 2014 dropped to 42%. 2017, 57%. 2019, 47%, and 2022, 36%.
Again, the highest in 25 years was 2005.
Yeah, 2005.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very
62.
interesting.
Yeah, the same year as the same year the EC also recorded the highest.
So also when it comes to the court has never gone beyond the 70th mark.
No.
So that's also interesting. So they've been hovering around 3 to 6. That is 36 to 62. So meaning 3 to 6 people trusting them. They've never gone beyond 6 people.
And I think the same trend has also been repeated here with the courts. When power was transitioned from Rawlings to Kufuor,
the trust was low.
The trust was low, and then it came up again when Kufuor was in power up to 2008. And when you look at when the court processes came in, it also dipped.
2004, how old were you estimated?
2004, I was in high school still.
Oh, okay.
I think I had just finished high school.
It's a bit interesting. We've not done the police yet, but what I'm glaring is that the police will also have a higher threshold under Kufuor. And it's very interesting that we are recording these things under Kufuor. I think that is because of maybe he coming after Rawlings and how it was perceived that Rawlings was,
at that time there was a breath of fresh air. Growing up in the mid 80s, early 90s, the Rawlings coup d'etat image was still very rife and all those things. Up to when
Leo, don't you also think that what they did, the reconciliation committee?
All of those things, led up to that point where people thought now, you can be truly free and speak your mind and all of that. So I think those are some of the reasons.
The criminal libel
law and all those things. Yeah. So I think that's why the numbers might have shot up. So
now let's do the police.
Yeah. So the police in 1999 was 49%.
I don't think they themselves will be surprised.
In 2002, it was 51%. In 2005, it was 64. It went up to 64. In 2008, it came down to 47. So it looks like only the police dropped really low in 2008.
Okay, so I think you are right. When you check the EC 2005 they dropped from 75 to 67. So that's a difference of about -8.
Yeah.
When you look at the court 62 to 58, that's also -4.
Yeah.
When you look at the police 64 to 47, that's also about 7. So I think that I think
64 to 47.
64 to 48.
Yeah.
So that's about 17.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's huge. And then
I think that they've never been the same again after the 47 mark.
Yeah, from that point coming, just went haywire.
You want to finish the police, I'll tell you another trend I'm seeing.
Yeah, so 2012, it was 42%. In 2014, it came down to 35%. 2017, 40%. 2019, 37%, and they recorded the worst number yet in 2002 and in 22, which is 28%.
That's bad.
Yeah, I mean that's
about 3 people
has gone down a downward spiral. From,
and when you actually check in 2022, almost all the institutions, only 3 people out of 10 Ghanaians trust them.
Yeah.
Now, what I said about the police is this. When it comes to Facebook, Love FM, LUV 99.5 Extra is there. And you can send us your comments. We are discussing the trust threshold Ghanaians have in state institutions, the EC, the courts, and the police, because of the critical role they play when it comes to elections. And you can send us a WhatsApp on 0540-448-747. 0540-448-747. The phone lines will be activated shortly, and you can contribute on 03-220-83596, 03-220-83597, 03-220-83598. Now, look at something. When you look at 2008, when the police dropped from 64% to 47%, they've never gone back to even 50.
Yeah, it has been down, up down to 28.
No, so they actually improved in 2017.
Which was
from 35% in 2014. They improved to 40. They dropped again
5%.
But it's good though. But if you drop at a point, they dropped.
If you look at the perception index from 64% in 2005
to 28%,
and it just slashed to 47, and from there you haven't even reached 50. if you do 5% difference, I don't think it's relevant. I mean,
but for the police, I'm not surprised. You know why? And it's not the reason why we didn't add the military, because the military are not in charge of elections. They made that clear.
Yeah.
Ghana police is in charge of elections. The military only supplement their effort. Now, Leo, when the last time, I don't have the data, but the last time the military was also checked when it comes to trust, they were also reducing. So it clearly tells you that how well secure the people feel about the police or the trust in them is waning, is declining. And for me, extrajudicial killings is one. You remember the bank robberies, how they said police officers were involved. We never heard of the end of the case. That is one. Techima and South, how the issues are being handled. Even police, their uniforms. You see police officers, some of them drinking. I think that all these things feeds into that. So it may not necessarily
and
be
the
because of
relationship with the police with everyday people.
Exactly.
Which is a big factor.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that the IGP is trying, but it clearly tells you that people are not really changing their perception. Because yes, all the other state institutions are underperforming. The three we are analyzing when it comes to trust. But Leo, when you look at the one for the police, is huge. Yeah. And in fact, another thing we should have go look at the EC. In 2019, the trust threshold was 52%. Just in 3 years, they reduced to 33%.
Yeah.
So that's also a drop of about 19. We are talking about a 17 for the police between 2008 and 2012. No, between 2005 and 2008.
Yeah.
But the EC reduced by 19 percentage points from 2019 of 52 trust to 2022 of 33. That's also huge. And we are not talking about why is it that the EC is reducing in trust like that. That is huge. Now, Leo, let's talk about the second one. And Joe, give me the picture 2 when it comes to. I've just highlighted it for you. The picture 2, the graph. No, go back to. I've highlighted it for you. The EC one where they did the graph. Now, when you are interested in graphs, Joe will present it shortly. You notice that it is oscillating. Yeah, we can use this. I think it's the same as this. We can use this. Now, look at it.
Yeah.
So you can see that we there's a starting point of 63. We come to 49. We shot up to 75.
Yeah.
Yes. Then we come to 67. Then we go to 59. We see the decline.
Yeah. You can see the curve is just going down up to 2022.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Look at the curve. When you look at the graph from 75 to 33. So say, you see, half of 75 will be what? Because half of 70 is 35, right?
Yeah.
So the 3 will be 37 point something. So meaning that in 20 years, we've declined more than 50%. Because 50% of 75 is around 37.5. We are recording 33. So in 20 years, trust in the Electoral Commission has declined more than 50%.
But do you think it's the actions of the Electoral Commission or the political parties that is
fueling them? Yeah. I think that is both. How the political parties, when they're in position, characterizes the Electoral Commission. And when you look at the EC, and recently I heard Charlotte say, let me find that audio for you. I may even play it now. I found Charlotte say when he spoke to Joy, Lexus Boy interviewed personality profile, saying that some of the things he was accused of were petty. And let's not forget that in Charlotte say cases, it was the same commission who were accusing themselves of what? Procurement infractions. So I think that over time, the actions of the EC itself, and as it portrayed in court, particularly in 2012, where they couldn't account for some of the numbers.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, when you read the ruling,
the pin sheet issue.
Yes, when you read the ruling of the 2012 election, it was a bit closer compared to the 2020.
Yeah.
The 2020 was more of the NDC not being able to adduce numbers, as Elvis confirmed here, but just that they didn't want to show the numbers for some reasons and all that. So I think that these two folds is the EC themselves, and also how the political parties, when in opposition, classify them.
Yeah.
Because you see, it's dangerous. And as Kojo said this morning, why is it that the MPP has agreed with everything the EC have done when they are in power? But when they were in position, they disagreed with everything. So the question is that, what do they do with the EC? That when they are in power, they are very confident in them.
They become their spokespersons.
Yes, but when they go in opposition, so I think that your question is very legitimate.
Yeah.
There's something there. Because in 20 years, you cannot come down from 75% to 33%. That's shameful.